Hey, you all. Carpetbagger here, coming to you live from the north. More specifically, we are here at Lake Itasca State Park here in northern Minnesota. And today, we set forth on a great adventure. Because for the next however long it takes, we're going to be taking a road trip here on a very special path. This is going to be the Carpetbagger Great River Road Trip. We are be taking the what is called the Great River Road, which follows the Mississippi. Basically, the Great River Road is whatever road runs along the Mississippi, and we're going to be headed from the top of the Mississippi River down to the Gulf of Mexico, down to New Orleans. And so our adventure begins where many adventures begin, and that is at the beginning, as we hear here, at the very mouth of the Mississippi River. And here is Lake Itasca, one of the 10,000 lakes here in the great state of Minnesota. See, very beautiful out here in the wilderness. You can see to the bottom, but this lake is special. Like I said, 10,000 lakes in the state of Minnesota, but this is the lake that gives birth to the mightiest river in the United States, the Mississippi River. And the Mississippi River begins right there. Right at this point, the rocky lining there is where Lake Itasca becomes the Mississippi River. So right there, we have the mighty Mississippi spewing forward from this very point, until we hit the Gulf of Mexico. With some information carved into the trunk of this old tree here. It says here, 1,475 feet above the ocean, the mighty Mississippi begins to flow on its winding 2,552 miles to the Gulf of Mexico. Now, there are many bridges crossing the Mississippi. As we head down south, we'll see many bridges on which cross the Mississippi. But here's the very first bridge that crosses the Mississippi. And unlike most of the bridges that we'll come across, this is the only one that can only be crossed by foot. Uh-oh, looks like a field trip just showed up here at the beginning of the Mississippi River. Just heard someone get yelled at for throwing rocks. Yeah, and here we see the Mississippi River. It's almost like it's a stream running through the woods. I've spent a lot of time around the Mississippi River traveling. It's really interesting to see it here in its early form as a new river coming out of the lake here. Wow, it's hard to believe this is the Mississippi right here. Yeah, it kind of winds on like this for quite a while through northern Mississippi. I gotta say, like, getting here, showing up here, just seeing this is like, it got me a little bit emotional. I've seen the Mississippi River so many times. I've crossed the Mississippi River so many times. I've been to cities along the Mississippi River so many times. But to just see the humble beginnings out here, it would be incredibly relaxing and peaceful too if there wasn't this massive field trip here. But still absolutely touching experience to come up here and see the very beginning of the trickles of the Mississippi River. And yeah, the upcoming days we will be following the river southward and kind of just seeing where this goes. But this yeah, seeing the very mouth here, and at some point presumably we will see where it empties into the Gulf of Mexico and all that mighty river in between. Yeah, it's amazing being able to like see to the bottom there. Yeah, I'm walking here through the Mississippi pine forest. You really smell that pine in the air, really a strong scent there, like one of those little trees you hang from your windshield. See, the river winds down here, and then there's an actual staircase that you can walk down and walk across the river. See, I'm over here on this side, and I don't know if I'll ever get an opportunity again to walk across the Mississippi River. It probably gets, after this point, it's going to get too big to do that, so maybe I should take the opportunity. Cold. There we go. Woo-hoo. There we go. Just did the old human fjord there of the Mississippi River. Make it back here to the visitor area, and a little statue here. This is the caretaker woman. This woman with all these little baby turtles, and says the turtles are an important symbol because their round body represents the earth and the moon. Their legs all point in different directions. Their tail points to Mother Earth, and their head points to the Great Spirit in the sky. All right, look at here. Under the picnic shelter here, we have a scale replica of the Mississippi River. We can kind of plot our course here and see kind of what is coming up on this road trip. It's starting to look really long right now as I'm looking at this map. It's actually a map that you can actually place water in here to see how the Mississippi River works. All right, with this Laurel Lynn purified drinking water that demonstrate how the Mississippi River works. We're here at Lake Itasca. Yeah, just pour it in there. Just pour it in there, and you can see the water there. Get a little extra. Winds its way down the river. Oh, you can see making its way to St. Paul and Minneapolis. Get a little water there. Keep it going into a little bit of Wisconsin. Down in to Iowa there. Down into Missouri, where we wind up in St. Louis. Look at all these different rivers meeting together in the same place in St. Louis. Wind down the river. A little bit of Kentucky there. And Tennessee. Oh, water working its way here to Memphis. And down in to Arkansas. Through the state of Mississippi, of course. And then, oh, see that water there going out to the out to New Orleans, and then emptying into the Gulf of Mexico. Then going down that drain. Now this here is really interesting to me. You can see, I've never really quite visioned things this way. This is the Mississippi River. We are starting here at Lake Itasca, which is 1,475 feet up here. And then the Mississippi River is actually on like a ramp, kind of always going downhill. So you can see the sea level dropping, winds its way downhill until we hit New Orleans. Then it talks about some of the cities along the river here, and we may need to take note of some of these locations here to visit along the trip. The Mississippi River Museum, Mud Island, Memphis. Oh, they talk about the St. Louis Arch there. Yeah, as a matter of fact, I would love suggestions. I'm going to be going down the whole river here, stopping at all these cities, and leave a comment in the comment section letting me know what places you'd like me to, what cities you'd like to see me to feature, what individual locations, what museums, what attractions, what natural wonders you'd like me to show here along the Mississippi River. Leave all those suggestions in the comment section. See over here, this is a monument to all the great rivers of the world. Different rivers here. You can see the Nile River there in Egypt. And of course over here in the U.S., you see the mighty Mississippi, the Nile of the U.S. Along the road here, you can see this sign here for the national route, the Great River Road, that we'll be on during this journey. Here we have the first automobile bridge over the Mississippi. Let's see if it's getting any bigger. No, still pretty creek-like at this point. And we are rolling into the town of Bemidji. And look at that, you can see on the water tower, we have Paul Bunyan and Babe. Over here we have Paul Bunyan Broadcasting. You are listening to PBB, The Bunyan. On the Main Street area of Bemidji, there's the Headwaters Science Center. Have a little auto parts T-Rex out here in front. I guess we can peek in here. Yeah, I got some taxidermy heads there on the wall. There's an elk, a bear, a buffalo. Oh, there's another mean-looking bear right there. And then a wolf in a box. Well, the swan here, that's one of the animals I'm most afraid of. Oh, look at this. Look at this trout just hanging out. Another friendly wolf there. And a bird box. Let's get some zebra finches in there. Hey, finchies. And we have these beautiful statues of Paul Bunyan and Babe. I believe these are actually maybe the oldest existing statues of Paul Bunyan and Babe. These were built in 1937. You can see Paul there. He's got actually a pipe in his mouth. And that bright blue Babe there. Yeah, this is actually one of my favorite Paul Bunyan sculptures. And I'm a big fan of Paul Bunyan and the Paul Bunyan statues. This is a very, very, very iconic spot here in Bemidji. Step into the Tourist Information Center here. In here we have some of Paul Bunyan's personal items. You can see his gun there on the wall. There's his moccasins. His crunch bar there. There we have another version of Babe there. Next is fireplace here. There's Paul Bunyan's axe. I was wondering why the statue didn't have an axe. It's actually right here. And this fireplace is actually really cool too. This is the fireplace of the states. It has rocks from all these different states composing the fireplace. See I guess a rock there from Vicksburg, Mississippi National Cemetery. Vicksburg's actually on the Mississippi River as well. Oh, there's Paul's phone there, and is that his curling stone? It's a little mini Paul right there. I guess you can climb through the log that he cut down. Oh, and look at this. We have the bobblehead there. I believe I actually have a version of that bobblehead. I don't have that one, but I have a version of the Bemidji Paul Bunyan bobblehead. And I got some plushies here as well, both Paul and Babe. Ooh. Oh dear. Oh man, I messed this up pretty bad. There we go. Oh my gosh, I'm knocking everything over. You can see the Paul Bunyan's hockey jersey up there. Over there, that's his fishing pole. His nightcap. I think those are his socks there. Oh, there's the stamps of Paul Bunyan as well as some other American heroes. Pecos Bill the cowboy, John Henry the steelworker, and the mighty Casey at the bat. And standing across from Paul Bunyan and Babe, we have this Native American muffler man. Now the local legend is that this is Nanabazo, who is apparently the arch nemesis of Paul Bunyan. He disagreed with Paul Bunyan cutting down trees, so he apparently beat him to death with a fish, or so the legend tells. In the gift shop here, the Lumberjack Shack, where you can get some Paul Bunyan merchandise. Oh yeah, check out these Paul Bunyans there. Kind of a different style. There's Babe. Oh, and then Paul and Babe's sock puppets there. That's pretty fun. I actually have this Paul Bunyan here, and whatever, got a Bunyan snow globe, with snow and glitter in it. And you can see the Mississippi River already looking very, very different over here. Yes, this is technically the Mississippi River. It as it winds through Minnesota, it merges with different lakes. This is Lake Bemidji right here, and Lake Irving on the other side of the bridge here. Yeah, the river actually flows into these lakes, becomes part of them, and then exits the lakes at different points and continues its route. You know, just occasionally merging with lakes in Minnesota. There's no avoiding the lakes. There's 10,000 lakes here in Minnesota, so you're gonna merge with a few lakes along the way. And here off alongside the Great River Road, I spotted this giant fiberglass deer. Now apparently this is an attraction. Looks like a roadside zoo or petting zoo here. Paul Bunyan's Animal Land. And you can see on the sign there, Paul Bunyan's holding the little deer there in the palm of his hand. It says open daily between Memorial Day and Labor Day. So yeah, either we're off season or I don't know if this attraction is still active. To come back some other time and see if it's open. Actually, Memorial Day is not too far off. But yeah, I love the big deer here. Look at this, prancing through this field of dandelions. And yeah, you can see the zoo back there. The zoo facility, Paul Bunyan's Animal Land. Here is the Big Fish Supper Club. Unfortunately, they're not currently open. Looks like maybe they're opening later this evening. But they call it the Big Fish because right next to the Big Fish Supper Club, they have this big fish. What kind of fish is this? See, it's giant toothy maw there. Oh my goodness. Looks like it's actually a building in and of itself here. Oh yeah, look at that. I don't know what happens here inside of the fish. I don't know if maybe this is like a dining room or something in here. Oh, gotta watch out for these pointy teeth there. But yeah, that is a magnificent big fish there. Yeah, if you know what kind of fish that is, leave a comment in the comment section. And here in Deer River, Minnesota, we have another giant fish. Now this is a giant muskie. I think the other one was a muskie too. So the home of giant muskies in this region of Minnesota. I think these are highly sought after by various fishermen. Okay, and we have stopped off here in Grand Rapids, Minnesota, here at the Judy Garland birthplace and museum. Of course, Wizard of Oz, one of my favorite films of all time. And I was kind of racing a little bit to get here. It was just a few minutes before closing, but I'm going to see if they're going to let me go through real quick. Judy Garland, of course, is from Grand Rapids, Minnesota. Grew up in a small town on the Mississippi River and went to a short and quite tragic life, but in that time produced one of the greatest films known to man, The Wizard of Oz. See, they have the Judy Garland Museum here, and then next to the museum we have Judy Garland's childhood home. This is where she was born, where she grew up. You can see it's actually connected here to the museum there. So the main entrance is over that way. Okay, we don't have a lot of time here. They're actually in the process of closing, but they were kind enough to let me buy a ticket and go through real quick. There's a portrait of Judy Garland right there. And look at this. Oh my gosh. This is the carriage from the 1934 film Wizard of Oz. Oh, so this is the carriage that would have been pulled by the horse of a different color. That is remarkable. They have this. And look over here. This is one of the Winky guards, one of their spears there. And these are not authentic ruby slippers. Actually, quite a story there where they actually did have a pair of the ruby slippers here. It kind of gives the story. It says this is the actual pedestal where the ruby slippers were. In August of 2005, thieves broke into the museum, stole them from the gallery. They smashed the plexiglass top, grabbed the shoes, and were gone within 45 seconds. Oh my gosh. So yeah, there was actually an actual pair of the ruby slippers here. They were stolen by a thief. It does say that you can view one pair at the Smithsonian, which I've seen that. Another pair will take center stage at the new Academy Museum. And I saw those ones as well. Fourth pair is reportedly in a bank in Los Angeles. I've not seen those. Yeah, they did recover the stolen slippers in 2018, but I don't think they're returning to the museum. I think it is the owners actually selling them privately. And while they may no longer have the ruby slippers, they do have some of Judy Garland's other footwear here. And here is a white fox coat belonging to Judy Garland. And while the slippers may have been stolen, they do have an authentic Judy Garland dress there. She's actually wearing this very dress in that picture. This is Dorothy's dress there. So yeah, the slippers, of course the slippers are amazing, but you can't discount how amazing it is to actually have one of the screen-worn Wizard of Oz Dorothy dresses there. Okay, from back here we can actually go in to the home, the birthplace home. We are not in Kansas, we are in Minnesota. In the actual home that Judy Garland grew up in. Wow. Oh wow, yeah. This is a pretty amazing condition here. Just like it would have been when little Judy was growing up here in Grand Rapids, Minnesota. Piano there. And I guess we can peek upstairs as well. Baby crib. The bathroom in here. So we come back out here into the museum. You can see this really impressive 3D mural of the characters from Wizard of Oz, Dorothy and the friends of Dorothy. Collection of memorabilia here as well. Little Dorothy's there. And at the end here, got a wood carving of the Cowardly Lion and the Wicked Witch of the West. And 2024 is the year of the pressed penny here on the Carpetbagger channel. And we have the Judy Garland Museum pressed pennies here. We've got it's the horse of different color cart. We got Judy Garland as Dorothy. Got the friends of Dorothy there. And then that is Judy Garland's home. Let's get some pennies cranked out. So big thank you to the Judy Garland Museum. I came in, there was a school group checking out. They were buying gifts in the gift shop. There was a long line, even though it was just a couple minutes before closing. I poked my head in. I was like, listen, I know you guys are closing in just a few minutes. Is there any way I could just run through real quick? I offered to, buy a ticket, obviously. The lady was very kind. She said, yeah, we're still, the kids here still buying stuff in the gift shop. So I'll give you half price, I'll get a ticket, and you can go through and check out the museum. So I was very grateful. It's trying to be $6. I think it's normally $12 to go through the museum and the home. Had to do it pretty fast. Would have loved to have had more time to spend here, but I'm just kind of happy that I actually got a chance to see the museum. I thought, we got stalled at certain things today. I thought maybe not going to be able to check out the Judy Garland Museum, but at least got a peek. May come here. Come back again some point and have a closer look at the Judy Garland Museum. We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. We hear he is a whiz of a whiz. If ever a whiz there was, if ever a whiz there was, the Wizard of Oz is one because of the wonderful things he does. We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. And let's see how our river is looking here in Grand Rapids. I wonder if there's any Grand Rapids occurring within the Mississippi River here in Grand Rapids. Oh, and look at this. Starting to take shape here. Starting to look more like the Mississippi River that I am familiar with. Still not that deep, not that wide. You can see, I don't know, off in the distance there, I can see a fisherman about up to his knees in the water. But yeah, as we head south, I think it will start to get bigger as other rivers run into it. We're on like an original portion of the Great River Road. It's still a dirt road, and then the Mississippi River's running right there in the woods to our left. Oh dear, we have another giant fiberglass deer. I think this is actually a almost exact replica of the one we saw earlier. It's just different colors. But this particular giant deer is welcoming us to Deerwood, the small town of Deerwood, Minnesota. And we have stopped here at another one of Minnesota's 10,000 lakes. This is Serpent Lake here in Crosby, Minnesota. And look what is here on the shores of Serpent Lake. This massive sea serpent here in front of this quaint little lake here. Let's get a look at this beast here. This is actually pretty amazing. Love the serpent. And if we look down here, it says this is Kanabek, which is the Ojibwe word for serpent. Ojibwe are the native people from this area of Minnesota. Yeah, it says this was erected in 1977. Playground here at Serpent Lake, and look at this over here. The slide is actually the mouth of the serpent. Some Minnesota Vikings over here, and this ship with the serpent head. Stopped off here in Brainerd, Minnesota. It's kind of the most iconic spot in town. The very unique water tower they have here, which is known locally as Paul Bunyan's flashlight. And over here is the Minnesota School of Diving, and in front we have Babe the Blue Ox dressed in his scuba gear there. He's also got fish painted on his blue fur. You know, some sort of underwater breathing apparatus there for old Babe. Here we head over top the Mississippi River, which I imagine we're going to be doing a lot in the following days. Here at the First Western Bank and Trust, we have another Babe. This Babe is dressed up like Elvis. I like his sideburns. It's also got like a little, almost like Superman curl there, but I guess Elvis had a curl as well. And it seems that Paul Bunyan has been all over these parts. Even here in front of the coals, you have Paul Bunyan's footsteps. And actually the reason there is a set of Paul Bunyan footsteps here in front of the coals is that these used to be Paul Bunyan's amusement center. A little fun park for people to enjoy themselves. Sadly closed down in 2003. So yeah, opened in 1953, closed in 2003. Exactly open for 50 years. And I guess these footprints left here is the last remaining part of the park, which was sadly replaced with a Kohl's. Oh, Paul Bunyan. What a man he was. Stopped off at this visitor center here, and guess what they have? They have a Paul Bunyan. And yeah, definitely love Minnesota. Love the abundance of Paul Bunyans you will find in this area. And I guess this Paul here is an official photo op. I guess we are welcome to climb upon his mighty lap. That'll do, Paul. That'll do. Let's check here inside of the visitor center. I think they actually have an educational display in here. Yes, look at this. This taxidermy tableau here. And I love this sort of tableau where it shows above and below the water. You see the bird there? He's going for that frog. This bird here has already nabbed himself a tadpole. Oh, what is this? Is this I think we saw this earlier. This is a muskie? A muskie, I believe. Going to munch that fish there. And sadly, the gift shop is closed, but you can see Sasquatch there peering out from the gift shop. So wow, what a wonderful first day here out on the Great River Road. I've been wanting to do this road trip for a long time, and I'm very excited to take you guys with me. Like I said, the Mississippi River has been a major part of my travels over the years, and I really wanted to do a trip that focused on the Mississippi River and all the things around it, all the towns, all the attractions, all the legends, the stories around the Mississippi River. So very excited to have the first day in the bag, if you will. I am staying tonight with my dad, who lives in the Minneapolis, St. Paul area, and I think tomorrow we're going to head out into the Twin Cities, into St. Paul, into Minneapolis, and do see what interesting things we can find there. If you know anything in the St. Paul or Minneapolis area, leave a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you would like to see me check out. I don't know if you guys can hear. It's really starting to, rain is really starting to pick up right now. And yeah, and leave comments. I'm going to be headed down the Mississippi River, straight down, all the way to the Gulf of Mexico. If there's things that you'd like to see me check out anywhere along the river, leave those comments in the comment section. I'd love to hear some good ideas on things to check out, things to experience here on the Great River Road. Thank you guys so much. Special thank you to those who watch these videos day to day. And of course, I will be doing daily uploads while I am out on the Great River Road. I've been doing daily uploads anyways, but I will, be filming during the day, editing at night, and then wake up and continue traveling down that long, lonesome river road. If you guys like this channel, consider subscribing. I travel around the country from roadside attractions, amusement parks, museums, haunted houses, and other fun stuff. If you'd like to help out the channel in other ways, consider contributing to Patreon. $3 or more, get your postcard once a month from me to you. Also selling enamel pins in the Etsy shop. Doing personalized messages on Cameo. All that information is in the description of this video. And all those things help to keep this train on the track, this boat on the river, and this dirigible in the air. Till next time, my friends. Till tomorrow morning. This one's in the bag.